Présentez-vous pour danser les guadagifs, s'il vous plaît.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this special on-location edition of Art Fennell Reports. I'm Art Fennell. As you can see, I am clearly not in the studio today, so let me begin by saying bienvenue à Martinique. Pardon my French, but welcome to Martinique, here on the island of Martinique in the French Caribbean. It is a very beautiful place. You know, this is the summer travel season. This is a time when many of you will begin to make your plans for family destinations and getaways throughout the summer season. We've often taken you to places from all over the world, and particularly here in the Caribbean, from St. Martin to Curacao, from Macau in Asia, Tahiti, Kenya. So this report comes to you from the French island of Martinique. As you can see, again, it's very beautiful. Over my shoulder is the Martinique Bay. Now, this bay has been voted one of the most beautiful bays in all of the Caribbean. And also, you can see the island of Fort-de-France, which is the capital city here on Martinique. Again, it's beautiful. This place is something that is basically a French getaway in a tropical location. But let me give you a broader perspective on just where we are. We're in the heart of the Caribbean archipelago. Martinique is one of the windward islands in the Lesser Antilles group. Now, the eastern coastline borders the Atlantic Ocean, while the western coast is flanked by the Caribbean Sea. Now, this island is a French island, but we're 4,300 miles away from France. We're 1,950 miles from the coast of New York City. And much closer, St. Lucia is just 23 miles away. Muriel Wiltord is the Director of the Americas for Martinique Tourism Authority. Muriel, your island is billed as both a French vacation and a tropical getaway, all in one package. Talk to me about tourism. How big is tourism to the local economy?
Well, bonjour, Art. Tourism is a key factor to our economic development. We've been, more recently, we have designated tourism as the main economical factor of the island, which is very important. It means that the local authorities of Martinique, the regional council, is investing heavily in the promotion, not only the promotion, but the enhancement of the product and, you know, the hotel industry and all kind of tourism structure that will make the island even more appealing.
I see. And who comes here? Who are your tourists, mostly?
Well, mostly our tourists come from France. You know, the French, you know, they have their little secret and they come to Martinique a lot. And, you know, Martinique is a region of France, as you know, and it's a region like Provence or Normandy or Brittany, and the French are very familiar with the island. So when they look for the Caribbean, they're the first.
For someone like myself,
Yes.
who speak practically no French at all, is that a hard sell for people to say, I want to go to Martinique, but I don't know the language, I want to be able to communicate? Talk to me about the language barrier.
Well, the language barrier is there, right? But American citizens, they travel all over the world. They travel a lot to Italy, they travel a lot to France, and you know, they are travelers. The island appeals to travelers. And on the island, you have also, you know, when you go to the tourism, to the touristical resorts, most people speak English enough so they can understand you and you can understand them.
Yeah.
So I always say that traveling to Martinique is a little bit like going to Provence, you know, and you have sign language. It helps.
Yeah, and I must say
big
that
smile.
it has been reasonably well to get along with everyone and to speak with them. They do tend to understand. There are many attractions here,
Yes.
beautiful attractions. You have your beaches, the water sports, the markets. Talk to me about the attractions of Martinique.
Well, Martinique is an island of many contrasts. It's a small island. We are 70 kilometers miles, I should say miles. 70 miles long, 52 miles wide, and it's small, but within this small island, we have many things to offer. The rainforest is, for example, amazing, and you should know.
Beautiful flowers at the rainforest.
Beautiful, that's the island of flowers, and it's 2/3 of the island is a nature park. So we protect our nature. The environment is very important, as it is in most places of the world. But here we don't build too many big buildings. We try to.
You just build tight ropes that you walk across and you can look down. It's a little scary, but it's very picturesque.
You went to the Balata Gardens,
yes.
the Balata Botanical Gardens. So we have big gardens. Gastronomy also is a big thing about Martinique. The food is great. It's a great mix of French and Creole cuisine, and with African, the African generosity, the spices from India.
And all of this can be found in the market, the local marketplace.
Yes.
That's a big attraction here, isn't it?
It is a big attraction. It started with the locals, The locals, they always know. When you see a restaurant, you see locals, food is good. So they always know where to go.
Napoleon and Josephine. Big story here because this was Josephine's birthplace, I understand, although some try to dispute that. Talk to me about it.
Yes, we are right here. On her is part of the estate she owned, her family owned at that time. And she left Martinique. She was born in Martinique, in Trois-Îlets. And she left Martinique, she was about 16 years old, went to France, married a gentleman down there who was a member of the army, the French army. And then they divorced, fell in love. Napoleon fell in love with Josephine, and she became the empress of all the French.
You see her images all around this
Yes.
island, still a big part of it even now, the great love story of Napoleon and Josephine. In terms of the tourism market, now this is the low season. So in the low season, is this an affordable destination for American tourists to come for summer travel who want to get away with their families? Is it a good place to bring your family?
I would really recommend the low season because the weather is still great. Besides September and October, when it's really rainy, I would recommend, after April 15, the rates are lower. We also have great offers such as, you pay for 5 nights, you stay 6, the 6th night is free, and it's great for families. It's more, and we have also budget hotels, all kind of lodging that is offered to
the tourists
families.
who come here,
Yes,
to the
yes.
families. We have seen a lot of families around the island on vacation, mostly European vacations,
True.
but for people considering that, this is a good family destination, you
It's
say?
a great family destination, and right now we are working on a program geared towards the U.S. market and the foreign markets, non-French-speaking markets, to have them coming with their kids. The kids take some classes, French classes, in the morning. So that's an activity that we can
Now,
offer.
I have to ask you this because this is something that people will want to know. This is all about competition. There are a great many destinations for travelers to go and to seek out. Why Martinique over some other places that may be closer, maybe more of
That's
what they're
true.
looking for? Why
That's true.
Martinique?
Well, I think that why Martinique? Martinique is an island where you can go from place to place. The road very easily. The road network is fantastic. We have great, God forbid, but we have great hospital facilities. Anything happen in Martinique, we have the best medical facilities of the Caribbean. The island is beautiful. The people is welcoming and friendly. And you have this French touch in the Caribbean. That's what makes also the difference.
And is that the big sell, the determining factor? Because it's like, as I said at the top here, it really is like being in France when you're here rather than in the Caribbean, although you get that too?
Although we get that too, because the island is profoundly Caribbean as well, but I think that's the beauty of the Caribbean. It's the Caribbean. We have common grounds, but at the same time, each island has its specificities. And one of the Martinique is very romantic also, Martinique. It's a great place for honeymooners. It rhymes with romantic. Martinique romantique. There we go.
But we have to get here.
Yes.
And getting here is a bit challenging just in terms of the airlifts.
Yes.
I know you'd like to see more flights coming in and out of Martinique. wouldn't you?
Absolutely. At this point, we have one daily flight with American Eagle, which is great because it helps us towards the U.S. market. However, we've been adamantly working to reach out to other U.S. companies so we can have a better airlift. We have a great demand that we cannot answer to at this time because of
Oh,
the
really?
airlift.
There are more people trying to
Yes,
come than there are
absolutely.
flights to bring them. So does that
Absolutely.
drive the prices up for the airlines for now, or is that something that's being negotiated through the tourism department?
It's negotiated, but the price is not as affordable as we wish it would be to travel to Martinique. It's not, ridiculous, but it's still, you need, it's not a cheap destination.
How do you offset that? Can you offset that in some type of way?
Okay, yes, we do. We have programs with our U.S. tour operators where the tourist office, we call it a pay-on-performance program. So we put some dollars toward the price of the cost of the package to offset the
So
the cost.
you're investing then.
Yes,
You're
yes,
investing
yes,
to try and
absolutely.
make this continue to be an affordable destination
Absolutely.
for people who are trying to come. If you were to look, let's say, in the next couple of years, how much would you anticipate your American tourism will increase to Martinique? I think once they come and see it, they'll enjoy it.
Well, when they come, they enjoy it. And we have also repeat visitors from the US, which is great. I mean, because they come at the first time, they're a little bit hesitant. And then, they feel comfortable enough to come back to Martinique. We anticipate a growth. Our goal is to have 10-15%, let's say, of our visitors coming from the United States.
All right. Well, Muriel Wiltord, thank you so much, Director of America's Martinique Tourism Authority. Thank you for your hospitality.
Thank you very much for being here.
So as you've heard, Martinique certainly has a lot of culture and character and history as well, and it's explained quite well by our local tour guide who we caught up with in Saint-Pierre, a quaint village that was once completely destroyed by the towering Mount Pelée when it erupted there many years ago. So I'm here with Marie Anique. You are a tour guide here in Martinique, and how long have you been a tour guide here?
Since 1991.
Uh-huh.
I'm tour guide since 1991, so I came here in Martinique in the 90s because I'm born in France, and I started to work as a tour guide in 1991.
What does that feel like to be in the Caribbean but being a part of France?
It's interesting for the language because it's not so many of us speaking French in the whole Caribbean island, and at the same time, so it's many opportunities to travel, to do different things. And at the same time, it's interesting to see how the French culture could have been mixed with the different culture we have here.
And talk to me about the language, because it's French and it's Creole.
Yes, it's Creole a lot. The Creole is a kind of patois and is born from the practice of the pidgin. It means mixing the language of the different people living here to get a unique language, the Creole. So we say that the roots of the Creole here is French, English, Spanish, African, Amerindian, and Indian. And it's a mix of all of that.
About the population, how many people in Martinique?
The whole Martinique, the whole island is about 398,000 inhabitants, and Fort-de-France is the biggest city of the island. But the capital of the place is Paris.
See, Fort-de-France, you might think, is the capital, but obviously Paris is the capital.
Fort-de-France is the administrative heart of Martinique since 1681, but Paris in France since 1946 is the capital of Martinique.
It's such a beautiful place. The flowers and the nature, the botanical gardens. Speak to me about how pretty it is here.
So you have hundred kind of different flowers and trees, and we still have flowers all along the year because it's a rainy place, and at the same time you have many different microclimates on the place, and which is amazing is that from one side to the other side of the island is totally different, and sometimes you find flowers all along the